So there was a fight, if you haven't heard. I mean, who hasn't heard about this fight? Ronda Rousey versus Amanda Nunes. Now, I think a lot of people were thinking that Ronda Rousey was going to come in here and dominate Amanda Nunes. I was one of them. I thought she was going to come back. I thought Dana White really set this fight up. Well, I really thought it can go either way. It could either be a disaster for Ronda or it could be just a piece of cake for Ronda. But Amanda is such a different fighter in how strong she is in her striking ability and how I think what really makes her different than a lot of the other fighters Ronda has faced, including Holly Holm, is that fierceness she has. So going into this fight, boy, was it the latter. Ronda Rousey got her ass kicked. And honestly, I would have been fine. I think I would have liked Ronda Rousey a little bit more if she would have stayed after the fight and if she would have actually said, I came in here, I was hoping to win, I lost, I lose, I've been defeated, had all kudos to Amanda Nunes. But no, she decides to just run out of the ring, force Griffin that shit, and just go straight to the back of her locker room and start crying. Because I think everybody saw when they were about to raise the hand that her ass was about to cry. What was so surprising to me about this fight was the fact that she didn't learn her lesson against Holly Holm. She tried to strike with Amanda Nunes. And yes, Amanda did catch her with, I believe it was a straight right. But still, why don't you use the things you are really known for, where you're the best at, and that's your judo throws, that's your clinch game. Why don't you use that to your advantage? Like a lot of the commentators and everybody said, Amanda has a different, I think Joe said it, like she has more of a reach advantage, and she does get you on the outsides. But it was baffling to see Ronda go try to win this fight again, striking, and again, like Holly Holm, she got her ass beat. She was getting hit in the temple so many times. So that stoppage, I was all for. I don't think it was an early stoppage. I think it was a right stoppage. Those hands of Amanda were connecting to Ronda's face so much. And I gotta admit, I'm satisfied with this. I'm looking at Amanda. I'm like, who else can you do this to? Can you do this to a Holly Holm? I think a Holly Holm is a different fighter, just like Miesha Tate is a different fighter to Holly Holm. I think Amanda versus Holly Holm is an interesting matchup, especially with Holly Holm's kicks and reach advantage. I think she has a reach advantage, but really got me going talking about this fight. And I've been watching UFC, but it's been a while since I've done a UFC video, was the fact that Ronda Rousey, who hasn't fought since 2015, almost a year. November 2015. She's been doing her own thing. She says she's been training. No media attention to her. I find it crazy that her coming back, Dana White gives her the champ already. Not Holly Holm, who she lost to, but the champion, Amanda Nunes. Not even Holly Holm got a rematch. Absolutely crazy that Ronda Rousey would have a title fight right from the get-go. And that's, again, Dana White kissing not only Ronda's ass, but Conor McGregor's ass. So the weight division and the rankings, it's all bullshit. The rankings are all bullshit. It just all depends on your name, depends on what you've done. And Ronda has done a lot. She's won a lot, and then she finally got her ass kicked with Holly Holm. But her coming back to fight Amanda Nunes, first of all, Dana White should have been smarter if he wanted this gravy train to keep going and not give her that fight right away, especially when she's coming back after a year rest. However, it happened, and Ronda got her ass kicked, and that it is what it is. But I find it baffling that the champion, Amanda Nunes, only got $100K for this fight. $100,000. While Ronda got a cool $3 million because she was the name. And after a while, you just got to think, like, when that has to change. That has to change. Amanda should at least get $1 million out of this pay-per-view event. And she's going to start getting her money. She's definitely going to start getting her money after beating the shit out of Ronda. But this is not nowhere near to what like boxing has. But boxing has trouble as well spreading the wealth. But I mean, it's a greedy sport. It's a greedy sport when it comes to anything with fighting. So it just is baffling how Ronda has 3 mil and Amanda only has 100K into her name. That, by all means, is so disrespectful. And I hope this coming next year, the UFC fighters gets more paydays, more benefits. Just over. I mean, if there's documentaries out there about boxing, and I'm pretty sure there's a documentary out there about UFC and how underpaid these fighters are, and they're really risking their lives for little ass pay. So I hope that changes next year. A lot of people have been trying to change the system, but it is a hard one to crack. So I was just baffled on that how much those fighters got, and it made me want to speak my mind on this video. But the key thing is that Ronda Rousey did not learn from Holly Holm. It showed, and if she is a true fighter, she would continue to fight and avenge her losses not only to Holly Holm but to Amanda Nunes now. But because I think she's done. I think a lot of people saw her and so were speculating that she just doesn't have the drive anymore, doesn't have the will anymore, and fighters do get that. But I think the true fighters, the true people who are known as icons and legends, they continue to fight, and what drives them is that loss. What drives them is that one defeat, and they look to avenge that defeat. And Ronda looked to get the title back and avenge probably Holly Holm, but you got 2 fighters who just beat your ass, Ronda. What are you going to do? Are you going to just go cry and whimper and go to Hollywood, or are you going to step up and start getting back to being considered the greatest fighter of all time? Because I heard that thrown around by a lot of UFC fighters, Joe Rogan, Dana White, but that doesn't look like it held up at all. So we'll see where her name gets stamped in the history books of fighting and UFC and just overall everything else, mixed martial arts. So thank you guys for listening. I'm going to be doing more UFC next year. Can't wait. I said I was going to change up the channel a little bit with more movies, still stick with the TV, less little anime, and then more fights and more music. So thank you guys, and I hope you guys enjoyed the fight. And the fight cards were fine. They were kind of boring, honestly, but this main event was a good one. A good one if you're rooting against Ronda Rousey. So I'm Dan Amanda, aka Daniel's son. Subscribe, like, you know the drill. See you guys.